Helps if you turn the microphones on. There you go. So, hey, at this point, it looks like a lot of the results have come in for the games tonight. Uh, Mostly girls. Yeah, all girls. It's all girls. It's girls' night. It's girls' night. It's girls' night. Who else? Here comes my wife. We're online.
Oh, how lovely.
Yes.
I wondered to do.
What? She thinks she's gonna do the laundry. Oh well. So, anyway, get myself settled here. Now maybe this is working. So, okay, let's start with some of our close neighbors here, which is Class 1, District 8. That would consist of Montrose. Okay, Montrose is the number 1 seed. Number 2 seed is, where is it? Drexel. Number 3 is Miami. Number 4 is Chilhowie. I'd take a close look at that one. Lutheran, number 5. Number 6 is Kingsville, and number 7 is Ballard. Yeah, okay, so games tonight. Chilhowie played Lutheran, which is Kansas City, and Chilhowie won 68-64. I bet that was a good game. I bet the schools would have loved to have been able to live stream that to all the fans out there, considering the fact that Chilhowie, am I saying that right? Chilhowie. I'm just gonna check. Chilhowie. Info on Chilhowie. Yeah, Chilhowie. It's Chilhowie. And I guess that is the correct pronunciation. Anyway, so yeah, you can't watch it unless you're going to watch on Mission TV, and you have to have somebody that can set that up and set up with Blue Frame beforehand, which is a pain in the butt. So, before I go on with the rest of these, it looks like the Lakeland game did not get streamed tonight. Basically, what happened is I injured myself and I couldn't make the trip up there. So I handed off everything to the school. They did their best. I don't know if it was the school. I don't know if it's Blue Frame. I don't know if it's Misha TV. But it didn't work, and I apologize. I'm gonna circle back to that later because that is a rant that I'm gonna just go off on. So anyway, updates for right now. So Chilhowie took Lutheran, and then Drexel defeated Ballard in the first quarterfinals, and Miami defeated Kingsville 50-37. So that means on February 24th at 6 o'clock at Montrose, Chilhowie will play. At 6 o'clock, the 24th. We will not be live streaming that one. I don't know if the school's set up to live stream that one. They have to go through Misha TV. Good luck. And then Miami will play at Drexel on the 24th at 6 o'clock. This is girls, not boys. Get that information straight. So, and then whoever wins that will play the 26th at 7 o'clock at whoever is the highest seed. So those games would either happen at Montrose or Drexel because they're their number 1 and number 2 seed. So if one of the other teams was to win, it would be either at those places. So, well, let's just say here, Chillicothe or Miami was to come out on top on those games, then it would be at Miami. So they've got a cool kind of little setup. It's not a huge gym, but they've got this different kind of floor. It's not hardwood. It's some sort of composite, like I hate to say plastic because that makes it sound bad, but it is really like fancy type floor. It's really kind of cool. It's not your traditional hardwood at all, but it works like hardwood. I mean, it plays the same. So anyway, they got this. That's a neat setup. So that is that. Okay, Class 2, District 13. This would be the one that, this is the girls' side. Lakeland, Wabalo, Archie, Osceola, Midway. Oh. Okay, it switched me over to, sorry. It switched me over to the girls, or to the men's side, not the boys. Okay, so, seated, Archie, Wabalo, Midway, Appleton City, Osceola, and then Lakeland. So, the Lakeland game against the Vikings here, against Midway. Midway was the winner in that game, and that means that they will take on Wabalo the 24th. Sorry, Lady Vikings. Kind of a rough night. I was sitting back here pulling my hair out trying to figure out why the stream wasn't working. And yeah, I work with the school. We all tried. It just didn't work. So I don't even know if there's a recording that can be released later on. So anyway, yeah. All right. Then other games tonight: Appleton City, Osceola. And now Osceola was seeded 5th, and Appleton was seeded 4th. And if you watch any of my other live streams, I was like, "What? What? Osceola's 5th? That should be reversed." Well, no offense to my Appleton City friends and family over there, but that was corrected with a victory over Appleton City. Osceola won. So, 49-33 probably was a really good game. So, anyway, that means Osceola will take on Archie on February 24th at 6 o'clock. February 26th or 24th at 6 o'clock. So, of course, also that means Wabalo or Midway will play Wabalo the 24th, February 24th at 6 o'clock as well. And then, of course, the winner of those whoever wins that will actually they will actually play at Osceola on the 27th at 4 o'clock, which we probably will cover that game on the live stream. Of course, it'll have to go to Mission TV, which nobody will be able to find, for one. And also, people are really reluctant to pay $10 when you can pay $5 to go to the game. $10 to watch at home, or $5 to go to the game where you can see it live, right there in person. Which is going to happen because there's no restrictions at Osceola. Why am I even going to do this game? Crazy. Okay, so am I done with my rant? See if there's any other teams in here. I'm obviously a little frustrated with Lakeland not being live streamed. I know exactly how many people logged on to watch because I can see that. I'm also frustrated because due to injury, I couldn't go. Had my foot up and wrapped in ice all day long. I'm like, yeah, I sound a little frustrated. But I will say this about Midway. Those guys reached out and we all worked together to try our hardest, and man, they did a great job. It's just sometimes things go wrong. I will say this about the live stream. When we went to do the first live stream for Misha TV, it failed. And whenever I got on the phone with IT and started emailing them back and forth, we found out that what ended up happening is it just, what we did on our end was right. It just, it didn't get uploaded to the website, Misha website, because it goes through Blueframe, and then Blueframe sends it up to the website for Misha TV. And that is one thing that on the back end, all this, there's, every time you take that extra step, that is one more thing that could go wrong. And I take it personally when people depend on me to be at the game so they can see, because maybe they can't go to the game because it's too risky for them, or they're too far away, like states away, family in other states, which, you know, I've gotten messages from lots of people about that. So, I mean, Texas, Tennessee, Florida, you guys are awesome, by the way. But, yeah, don't blame this on Midway. They did everything that they could to get this done, and reached out to me, contacted me, and they were awesome. So, just something went wrong. We don't know what. I won't know. I just hope it gets fixed before Thursday night, because that's the boys' game for Lakeland. Yeah. If they don't go right, I'll definitely get phone calls. Or I'll definitely make some phone calls. So, okay. Anybody else in the area here? I have a tendency to go on rants. And in this case, rave. Oh, not rave. Rage. So, okay, District, or Class 1, District 9, that's, Leeton, that's when Leeton's in, and it looks like, Pilot Grove, one over Northwestern. Excuse me. Otterville over Lemont. And then, see who... No. Did I say that right? Yeah. Otterville over Lemont. And then, Sacred Heart lost to... What is that? I think the... What is that logo? I can't tell what it is. Is that a sheep? Rams? Okay, I have to look. Dragons. Haha. Oh, it's a dragon head. Okay. So the little bitty icon, it looks like a horn. But it's actually the dragon's neck. Okay, so they lost to the Dragons. Alright. Totally getting sidetracked. So, anyway. So, yeah. Leeton will play Pilot Grove. Leeton, of course, is not very far from here. And the other two games face off. Okay. Anybody else? Class 2, 13, where we went through. How did Windsor do? They're Class 1? No, they're Class 3. Okay. Girl. Okay. So, the boys played tonight. Adrian lost to Windsor. I've seen Adrian play several times, and I haven't seen Windsor play at all. They were scheduled to play Lakeland. Why haven't I... Oh, because they're still in football season and they canceled all their basketball games. Of course, hey, I don't know if any of you have seen this, but I did not know this. But if you win state, football, you get a ring. I didn't know that. How did I not know that? But anyway, I seen that Tracy Witherspoon's boys got theirs today, so that was cool. Tracy posted it all over Facebook. All right, Butler defeated Sherwood, and Stockton defeated Colcamp. So that means that Windsor will take on Skyline. Sorry, Windsor. Skyline's good. And Butler will take on Stockton. Now that's an interesting matchup. Huh. Those are two teams that are probably very well matched. That'll be a good game. It's the 24th. That's not Wednesday. Is that right? Wednesday. Confirm. 24th Wednesday. I probably won't go to the game. I would say that there is a streaming service over there in that area that does take care of that, and they work with Blue Frame already. So you can watch. You can watch there. Man, Windsor and Skyline. I know Skyline's been doing their own live streaming. But I don't know if they'll have it set up. See, this is what absolutely bites about this. If you stream to Misha TV, it costs nothing. Last year, this is what Misha does. Maybe I should just go on. No, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save that rant to the last. So anyway, that's where we're at. Those games are at 6 o'clock, the 24th, and then they play the 26th for the championship. Whoever wins those games, I'm gonna put my money on. Sorry, Tracy. I'm gonna put my money on Skyline over Windsor. I've seen Skyline play. They're good. They always are. The Butler Stockton. I have seen Stockton play. I was down at their tournament, and I actually got to see some of their games while we were setting up for some of the Eldorado Springs games. I only seen Butler play Eldorado Springs, and so I didn't get a. I don't know. To be determined. Haha. See who else is out here. It's too far north. See if there's any other surrounding schools that would people be interested in. Miller. Miller's the number 2 seed? Oh, that's boys. Miller should be the number 1 seed on the girls' side. Yeah, they are. Seeing Miller play Eldorado Springs, and they're good. You know what would be a good game? Eldorado Springs and not Eldorado Springs, but Boonville and Miller. I'd have to put money on Boonville though. Those girls are good. They're really good. So, all right. Now, let's talk about watching the rest of this. You want to watch? It's going to cost you $10. Actually, that's a lie. It's not going to cost you $10. It's going to cost you $10 plus a service fee. Because Misha's got to have theirs, even though they claim that they're not making any money off this. I'm just going to come out and say that's a flat-out lie. They are making money off this. There's no way that they would do it this way. You don't write a contract like this to do this if you're not making something off of it. Okay, I'll stop. Now I'm just getting started. So, here's the thing. Now, you guys probably heard me talk about this in the other live streams that I've done. When you do pay-per-view, which is what Misha is doing, if you take a normal broadcast, let's say, okay, boxing matches are often done, or MMA fights are often done as MMA, or as pay-per-view events. So, if you were to take that same event and put it like on a major network, ESPN, CBS, Fox Sport Net, whatever, what you would get, you would take that number of viewership for pay-per-view and get down to, if you were to get 5%, you're doing good, of what a free broadcast with commercials, what that would be. 5% is doing awesome. Usually you get about 3%. And anytime that I've done any broadcasting for the district games this year and it goes to Mission TV, it's consistent with those numbers. It is. Of course, they've been doing pay-per-view for like decades now, and that's always been the standard. If you get 5% of what a normal viewership would be, you're doing awesome. You're raking it in. Let me just double check and make sure this is right. So, because you don't know until you pay your money if the stream is even working. So nobody knows this until I tell them now. For the girls' game tonight, one person paid $10.60, a $60 service fee charge to watch the game, which will probably be refunded to them. I have no control over that. None. I can just see it on the back end. So normally for a Lakeland girls game, I mean, we get, it's not as much as the boys. I hope that it's not offending anybody. If it does, then that's not my intention. But the girls have struggled this year. They're young. So anyway, I'm not going to make excuses for any of them. But here's the deal. When teams don't win, people don't watch. It's just the way it is. Fair weather fans, we've all heard this. Yes, it's even in high school sports. Whenever you're broadcasting for a team that's not doing well, the only people really watching are the ones that really are invested in the student and not necessarily the team. So that means a very, very close friend or a blood relative is who watches. So there's been some times whenever I broadcasted, not necessarily for Lakeland, but for teams that are losing, that you could probably predict who's actually watching, because there would be maybe 10 people watching. Maybe. Lakeland does better than that. I will say that. But let's just say, for example, it was, 10 people watching, or let's say it was 100. That normal viewership for girls basketball. 3% is 3 people who pay to watch. Yeah, that sucks. So, especially, and here's the thing, and this is what I hate about this whole thing, is basically Misha is gone into this contract with Blue Frame, and they're all so people like myself who are going to go and broadcast the game, so people at least have the opportunity. We're working for them for free, absolutely for free. And yeah, if you think for a second that this stuff is cheap, no. This laptop I work with is $1,400. The cameras are $1,200 a piece. The software is $700. You got to pay for that. And they're fine with paying us $2 per time everyone watches. In fact, I'd almost be one that I can look on the back end and see how many people watched tonight overall. Probably shouldn't reveal that information. I may get into some trouble. I don't even know why they didn't give us access to that. But I seen it and I'm just like, ugh. This live streaming thing is a disaster. It really is. So, let me tell you the way it used to work. Last year, if I wanted to broadcast volleyball, which everybody asked me, you're going to do volleyball? You're going to do volleyball? I would have loved to have done some volleyball last year. What I mean last year, I mean the 2019 season, not the 2020 season. So, but in order to broadcast one district game, let's say it's the first round of districts, everybody gets one district game. So it would cost, the cheapest way to do it is if you bought what's called an affiliation Basically, you just pay a fee so you don't pay more later. That's what that means. And I think that was like $300, and then for every game after that, it was another $300 to broadcast one game. If I didn't do the affiliation program, it was $600 per game. I mean, look, well, if you use some common sense and you look and see how many sponsors we had this year, and nobody's paying, I mean, yeah, Aaron Collins was our main sponsor, and he contributed a lot, but everybody else, I mean, I was selling sponsorships as low as $25. And you see how many sponsors we had. There's no way. 2 games would wipe us out. There's no way we'd be able to afford the rest of our equipment or make payments on the equipment that we're doing if we're paying those fees. And quite honestly, I mean, and I know a lot of you run business out there. How about I come to you and say, hey, for this one game, I'm going to need about $300. So either you fork up the $300 and be the sole sponsor, or I could divide it in. You pay like $100, and I'll probably get 3 sponsors for this. Oh, and I have only 2 days to get the sponsorships together, and then the graphics ready, and then go do it. So, yeah, it didn't work. They're pricing themselves out, and then you can't watch the games. And here's the kicker. Even in its current climate, let's just use the Lakeland boys as an example, because we all could see them going deep. So, we got the sectionals, semifinals. How does that work? Let me just click over there and make sure that I'm getting the right information. So, we have state brackets. So you have the sectional, quarterfinals, semifinals. So, once we get past districts, I believe, sectionals and quarterfinals, I can broadcast. I can actually go, and people will pay their $10.60, $60 or 60-cent service charge. They're already getting your $10. Do they really need 60 more? Apparently so. Then at that point, I can do those 2 games, which I think people would actually pay to probably watch those games, because to see if they advance to the next one. When you get to the semifinals, which is your final 4, I'm not allowed to broadcast it at all. At that point, Misha has their own people that do it. It's my understanding. If I'm wrong, somebody knows, please correct me and let them know. In fact, can I click on this? It still says to be determined. Location. No. Okay, to be determined. The JWH Arena. Okay, yeah. Which I will not be allowed to broadcast from there. Let's see here are quarterfinals. Location to be determined. Yeah, because that still happens at a lot of the high schools. But at that point, so I get 2 games where the people would probably log in to watch. So let's get down to the brass tacks. I told you I was going to go on a rant on this because it's just hacked me off that one person tonight actually was going to pay $10 to watch the game and then couldn't because, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it if it ain't broke. What is that? Am I saying that right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But no, we gotta charge people $10 to watch a game, and they can go watch it for $5. Where's that going with this? Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys know my cost. I go, and then I usually take one other person. I'm usually paying people between $30 to $50, depending on if it's a home or away game or how far we got to travel. At $2, I get $2 out of that $10. Don't know if I got that clear or not, but yeah, I get $2 out of that $10 just to pay one person to show up. 15 people gotta log on. 15. Well, that maybe that's not unreasonable at the quarterfinals, but level. But it is a district game. Well, here's the proof. Only one person was willing to pay $10 to watch the girls' game. Now, let me make this clear. I am not bagging on any of the Lakeland fans for not divvying up any money. That's fine. Look, you can go to the game. It's better. You can have a hot dog. It's better environment. So this isn't a bash on you. I really hate the way that Misha set this up to ruin it for everybody. So, especially in a time that you can't really go to the games, not unless you're a parent. That's the only people that have really been able to go to games this year. Every once in a while, people get lucky and they'll, like, mom or dad can't go, so grandma gets to go or grandpa gets to go. There have been a few schools that were, a little forward-thinking, like Osceola, that didn't really put much restrictions on. And to all those other schools that are offended by the fact that I mentioned Osceola, then I'm sorry if you're offended. But at least the people there got to come and enjoy the game. And by God, if you walk out your front door, you're taking a risk. Get a car, you're taking a risk. If you walk outside, you could catch cold. You're taking a risk. Everything in life's a risk, and people chose to go anyway. And that's their right. And they should have that right. So, you ever get to the point where you just think, maybe I've said too much, been too honest? Maybe I'm at that point. But those who know me know I wear my emotions on my sleeve. This is why I don't call games very often. Because you come back from commercial, I'm saying, what is he thinking? What the? He's better than that. He's been stupid. Pull him out of the game. Can't say that on there. And usually that would be mixed in with some expletives. That's why I let other people call the game. Anyway, so that's just the way that works. This is the way it's working for now. I totally encourage everybody to call or email Misha and let him know that you don't like the way this works. And for those who think that I'm just at Matt griping, saying that, he's griping about this, but he ain't got a solution. Actually, there is. It's very simple. They have the technology to overlay our streams anyway. So if we have to stream it to, let's say we have to stream it to Misha TV. Now, I'm going to start off by saying, for volleyball, when we streamed to Misha TV, there was no charge to watch the game. Our viewership for watching those games, because we did all of, I forgot what district it was in now, but it was, who was in the district? Pleasant Hill, Clinton, El Dorado Springs, was it Adrian or Butler or one of the others? Anyway, but those three were your higher seeded teams. And our viewership was smaller than it would normally be for volleyball, except for the championship game. It was higher. And it was free to watch. So, here's the solution, I think. Make it free. Okay, it has to go to Misha TV, granted. Hate it, but I can live with it. They have the ability to overlay onto those streams before they go out to the website. So all they got to do is say, okay, it costs nothing, you're not going to get nothing, yada, yada, yada. Sell your advertising, do all that, including is your regular season, and you can follow your team all the way up. Maybe have a deal where you say, hey, I'm following this team, and like, for example, scratch that. I'm going to explain that right now. I'm going to finish this. So they can overlay. So they can take and sell their own advertising and overlay it onto our stream. Just that lower corner, right? Oh, right. I can't get this right. Just say they put it right there, right there in the stream. They just put a group of logos that just flash different logos to them. But no, they didn't do that. They chose not to do that. There's a lot of work on the back end involved to do that, but it could be done. I've looked at systems and possibly even doing something like that on a larger scale myself. So I know it can be done. In fact, I've even done it. Yes. So, and the idea behind it is people are used to watching high school basketball games online for free throughout the state. Nobody is paying to watch online high school sports. And if you don't believe me, go and look for the few schools that do ask people to pay and watch on Misha TV, and they just do it through Misha TV. When they released this, what was it, 2 years ago? It was a complete flop and a failure. Now they're forcing us to do what is already a proven failure. Hey, I don't know, somebody probably made a great sales pitch saying, hey, we can rake in all this money because it's the only way they can watch, and we can charge them $10 a piece and force people to work for free. I've spent, $15,000 in the last year to make sure people can have their local sports. Michigan can have it for free. Yeah. Am I pissed off? Yes. And that's why. I'm American, and nothing's free in America. I'll get comments about that one. Anyway, okay. Rant, rave is over. I do appreciate everybody who has been on board from the beginning through all of this. It's been a tough year for sports. We've done volleyball, football, now basketball, girls and boys. What's coming up? It's a good question. Baseball's a different kind of monster. It is. So, but here's the deal. Baseball is expensive. See, what ends up happening is, in order for us to stream baseball, we have to do it on cell signal because a lot of the baseball fields, none of the baseball fields, have any type of high-speed internet. We can go to any high school out there right now, and they all have high-speed internet that we always tap into. I've paid for no data, except for one game at one school, which I won't name because it's not important, that I actually had to pay for data to live stream the game. And my backup plan is always to live stream through data in case Wi-Fi or passwords don't work or yada yada yada. But this only happened once all year long. And you see how many games we've done? Holy crap, we're talking hundreds. So, but it's different when out the baseball fields because there is no Wi-Fi. There is no, well, can we tap into your Wi-Fi? Or can we just run a cable or whatever? So it's all cell. And it's like 3 games a week. Long story short, we're talking probably over $2,000 in just cell data for one team. It's not economical and not practical to live stream that. Last year, before everything got shut down, I thought about I was going to guinea pig a system where we would go and record the game, take it back, and then stream it as if it was live. Which I really like that idea because baseball games usually start at 4:30 or 5, so that they don't play into the dark. And they do that for spring and fall, boys and girls baseball and softball. But who can get to a game at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 4:30 in the afternoon? Parents have a hard time getting there. And, so the idea of, we go, games usually last hour and a half. So, by 6:30, the earliest, 7, you're actually streaming the game when people actually are home and can watch. I thought that was a good plan, but it didn't get to happen. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it this year because there's other factors involved. Let's just put it that way. There are other factors involved. So, that's where we're at on baseball. And then track is... There's no live streaming track. No. Too many. too many events. We're talking oodles. I have thought about doing this, going and just taking photos, and then just posting them. I like doing that. Anyway, this stream's gotten too long. I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks a lot. That's your update. Love the live stream. Don't like the live stream districts. Anyway, I love the games though. So, I'm out of here. James Eagle,